You're one decision away from a better life. One decision.
One decision is all it is.
And what if that one decision led you to be a millionaire, to scale your business, or get you out of that junk trauma that you've been carrying around?
Out west where the sun always beams bright, Midland skies keep the hustle in sight. BAM Consultants got the blueprint intact. For dreamers on the grind, they got your back. Championing dreams from the ground to supreme, providing that spark, igniting the team. Marketing flow strategies that glean. BAM in Midland, building your dream. They teach the
Bam. 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 Let's go, right? Mr. Dan Nicholas. Hello, how you doing today?
More like, well, pow. Remember Batman and Robin?
Yes, sir.
Pow and bam. And yeah. Well, it's good to be here today with you, brother.
It's a pleasure, always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, you have quite a story, and you are building still, and you are giving back. And that's my goal. That's how I see life should be lived.
Build and give.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you really can do if you want to be above average, huh? I mean, average, I talk to people every day like you do in there. You ask them how they're doing, they go, huh? How you doing, bro? Well, I'm just getting by. I'm just paying the bills. I'm barely making it. Really? That's all you're supposed to be doing, barely making it, barely paying the bills. And so, yeah, I think we have a lot more to give within each one of us, and especially the circles you and I kind of run into. We run into all different kinds of people. And I think there's a lot more in people than what they think. Yeah.
Unlimited and more.
So how are you? How are you?
Man, I'm doing
What's
great.
cracking? Man?
What's cracking?
What's shaking?
Man, I'm doing fantastic.
Good.
I'm doing great.
Well, you're looking pretty good from here.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We got the green Jedi glow going.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Luke Starfighter.
That looks really good up there.
Thank you for that. That was a present from Dan Nicholas. Nicholas gave it to me at the Bamburger Friday. And
that was good. Those burgers weren't bad neither. We had good music. Man, so do you do that every Friday night?
We try to once a month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just been hard to do it lately, but
I thought it was outstanding. We had 30, 40 people in the room, and they were hungry both ways, right?
Yes,
they wanted to be filled with food, and then they were looking for something. If they would think a little bit, I think they probably found something too, if they actually dug a little bit deeper. I think that's kind of what we're all looking for. I guess that's probably why you and I are here today, so we can strengthen each other, so I can borrow some of your strength and borrow some of your belief, and
vice versa.
Yep. We all need each other.
100%.
I was there thinking when I left there last week that these little things that we do, and I know we do it for others, but it makes us better. The more that we try to give, it just makes us better. Every time I think that I'm going to try to add value to somebody, try to help them take a step up, after you give, it's almost like it's a gift that keeps on giving because you get back. It's not really the law of addition. It's more the law of multiplication.
Yes, sir.
So I've always enjoyed that. So I've got a saying, and I've shared it with you before, is that give more than you take. Give more than you take. I mean, and it's neat. I can remember days back when I would try to be really selfish. It was all about me. Even my first marriage, I got my 16-year-old girlfriend pregnant when I was about ready to turn 19. And so we thought the best thing to do was to get married. And brother, I was just so selfish. It was all about me and what I had doing. I was just so immature. And of course, a year or so after that, just ended up as a drug addict and divorced and just mental abuser, physical abuser, just all of it. It's just when your world shrinks down to the size of you, it's just bad, but it changes though. It changes, though.
I've never heard it said that way. When your world shrinks down to the size of you.
Yeah.
That's powerful right there.
Yeah. And I think just going back through these traumas, because, the viewers included here, we've all got trauma, don't we?
Yeah.
And so many of us, we get so lost and we get caught up in strangleholds and bondage of so some people are in bondage from 20, 30 years ago, where that person or that incident is gone. Nobody thinks about it anymore, but do.
Yeah.
You do. And so it just has a propensity to keep us held hostage, doesn't it?
It attaches. It's an invisible attachment.
Yeah.
It's like cords are wrapped around us that we don't even know. It's like when a tree grows and that tree's going to search for whatever it can find to survive.
Yeah.
So when it wraps around, you get wrapped around those weeds, you don't even know it until it's way down the road.
Right. And so getting stuck in that bondage, people will do 20, 30 years like that. They wouldn't want to go to prison, but they volunteer to stay in that captivity of the mind and in the soul and in the heart, you know, with that resentment, that unforgiveness. And so it's pretty hard when when we're attached to these unforgiving ways, these attachments that hold us bondage, it's pretty hard to move forward and be a giving person to them. You know, I've had experience, brothers. I had to go back and start undoing those things in order for me to go further.
You had to put in the work.
A lot of work, intentional work. Had to really think a lot. And so in order to be a real design for who the purpose is in you, for you to fulfill that full purpose, to rise to your highest good, unfortunately, you got to go get free from some of these things that's been holding you back. But man, life can sure get better when we start giving for the right reasons. Not so many times in my life, I don't know about you, but I'm probably the only one in this whole group here that's listening to us. But I used to give just so I could manipulate the situation, thinking I was somebody or smart. So I'd do this to do that, to, you know. And boy,
you were
that's
living
vanity too.
You were living a transactional life.
Yeah. Very well put. Very well put. And nothing there. There's nothing.
No.
There's nothing there. But you know, when you give for the right motives, for the right reason, giving without expecting anything in return, it's a win.
That's a win.
And you grow so fast. And you know, you get to be above average. And you know, we both used to be ordinary, but I know you've been doing your reps. You've been doing the work, and you've got to do extra. And that's why you're extraordinary, brother. Everything you're doing, the people's lives that you have impact with, you're extraordinary because you're willing to do the extra. You aren't ordinary anymore, but you're doing the extra, and you're above average. Above average. Yeah,
well, I appreciate
because you're willing to do those above things that most of us aren't willing to do. So.
Right. And I appreciate that, Dan. What was your point where you said, "Okay, I got to change"?
Well, I'm pretty old. Okay.
We were just talking about our medication and fiber intake.
We don't need to go a lot further than that, brother. Fiber and pills and stuff. But yeah, so I'm at the age of 62, and I love being 62. I feel like I'm in my 30s or 40s. And so a lot of times I act like it a little bit, or I like to think it. But I graduated I was born in 63 there in El Paso, and had a great family atmosphere. Parents went to church, you know. I graduated from a Christian school. Quick story on that. I was going to public school, and I just finished 9th grade, and I went to church camp, met this girl named Robin, you know, Robin George. Instead of her name being spelled with an I, it had a Y. You know, I just, you know, I was like, wow. And dude, she had jet black hair, blue eyes, lips like roses, and legs like upside down baseball bats. And so for that 5 days we were at youth camp, I fell in love. We were sitting next to each other, and my hand kind of moved over, her hand moved over. Before you know it, we were holding pinkies and we were holding hands. You know, I'm like 9th grade. You know? And so she went to a church that was kind of across town from El Paso, kind of a sister church of ours. And over that 4 or 5 days, bro, I fell in love and surrendered my life to her. And so I went home, told my parents, hey, you know, I have to go to this Christian school because their church had this Christian school in it. So I went home and profoundly confessed Jesus is Lord, and that how I felt the call to be a pastor to my parents. So I was manipulated the situation out of love, you know. And so I found myself in this Christian school, and 4 days later we broke up. But you were there. And the continuation of the story, I was playing basketball and she was playing volleyball, and it was our senior year. And we went to a town called Las Cruces, which is about like an hour drive from El Paso. And so on the way back, we recommitted our love to each other again in my senior year. And so we committed forever and a day, you know. And so we dated for a couple of weeks or something, but her dad didn't like me. You know, he just didn't like me because, believe it or not, I know you don't see that guy now, but I was pretty bold and arrogant, and I had a little mouth on me. I still got that, but I my language right. I was real proficient in the language of profanity. I was pretty good at that, but her father didn't like me, so I go to church one night, and I'm thinking, man, how will her father? You know, what can I do to impress her father? So, you know, in the faith we're in, they give the message. give some type of like what you call a benediction or an altar call. So I thought the next best thing for me to do is go down front and my life to God. And I got baptized that night. I simply just got wet. But I don't even know I told you that story. That's just so, but we broke up about 2 weeks later. Yeah. But I went through all this Christianese stuff, and it's been very formative. And I'm thankful for those years. I'm thankful for the past experiences and through the things I learned and grew through. And it gave me a higher understanding of what the real word means now, being able to weigh that stuff out. Because when you're a kid, you can't weigh all that stuff out, Right. So, but it's given me a good perspective. And so I'm thankful for the education. I'm thankful for those experiences. And, but yeah, I started hanging out and doing what young men do and kind of just did what you call the prodigal son, just kind of walked away from all that. I just got really rebellious. I was with, we were 4 children. I was the oldest, and I don't know what it was. I just got tired of probably being a phony, trying to always look like good, the perfect, And so I started hanging around some guys, and maybe in my arrogance and my attitude, I think attitude is key, right? Even today, I think I just started wandering away, and before you know it, about a year later, dude, I was a strung out drug addict, shooting dope. Had from it. I mean, so all the way till I was 28, went through various different relationships. One of the things I spoke to you about earlier, I got a girlfriend pregnant and thought the best thing to do was to go get married. And it was just awful because I was just so immature, brother. And I felt guilt and shame for that for a long time. For a long time. And I was probably in my mid-30s before I was able to really start growing through that, because it takes a while when you start coming to the end of yourself, and it takes a lot of work, and had some great people around me, but went through, I'd been locked up before for doing stupid stuff and just doing real stupid things. And so at the age of 28, I was strung out drug addict, had numerous different relationships, divorced. I was just a real jerk. I was going to use some other language, but won't say that on the air. But I was just an awful experience. I was just lost. I was in the dark, man. And I felt and shame, and I think that's bondage in itself. And
For sure.
and many people out there, I meet people every week that are kind of caught up in trauma of their life. Some of it their own fault, some of it not. Many times it's not, from their experiences, and have kind of crept up and have kept them paralyzed. And so I had a transitional moment, and some circumstances happened where I had OD'd on dope, and then I got home, did some more, and then I had a experience that happened 3 nights in a row. I woke up at 2:33 in the morning.
Exact same time.
Yeah, I can still see the red light still blinking on the clock. Yeah, it's weird. And I got up and started reading, and then put it down and went and read. And then the 3rd night it happened, and finally my life changed. I was ready for the life change. So I just, hey, I can't keep living like this. Something's got to change, either kill me or change me. And so I got up and never shot any more dope or nothing after that, and
Straight cold turkey.
yeah, cold turkey, just like that, which is unheard of, man. And but yeah, it was a real deal, man.
Yeah.
It was a life and death moment, I mean, many people go there, but they just don't really pay attention to it, or they do and they just disregard it.
Right.
And we get so desensitized to the real things of life that we get caught up with all the little shiny things, all the little feelings that don't really matter very much. And so we get kind of carried away with our own vanity, our own selfishness.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah. And so we're looking for something, but it's right there, but yet we're blind to it, and we're walking around in the dark. But there comes a time when you see that little glimmer of light, man. And you get so sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of walking around with all the other blind people. And, so you start crying out inside or out loud, man, I want to see. And I think when that becomes a major desire, I think, that old saying, I've heard, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that something has been given to you that when you really start seeking, knocking, and asking, great things happen, but many of us aren't there yet. Many of us don't want to be there.
Right.
Many of us do want to be there, and you really miss a better life, but we get so succumbed to the identity and the things that people put over us, and we got to live up to everybody else's expectations. But we forget about what you were designed to be and what your purpose is. Many people that you and I both speak with and that we're in, And then not just leadership, but just being with people.
Yeah.
You know, many people, when you ask them what their purpose is, they don't have no idea.
They don't.
I mean, all the Christians say, oh, we're here to honor God. And the other people say, well, we really don't care. But within each one of us, you know, we were designed, you were born to complete something, to do something.
Right.
And I know the manly deal, well, I'm here to support my family. Yeah, you and everybody else. But when was the last time that, you know, you really thought about what you were designed to do? I mean, what does give you joy? What specific were you supposed to do to complete you? And many of us don't ever think like that.
Right.
So that's why we all get stuck too. But when you start working on yourself, and then when you start seeking, you know, a higher way of living, a higher awareness, man, when you start getting these things and you start doing the work, more opportunities start happening.
Yeah.
You know, you just get to a totally different level. And then, but you're there yet. And,
right.
I mean, all you can do is go up, and it's not from a position of me better than you or you better than me or, hey, you know, I've arrived. But it's, man, how far can I go? So at the age I am, when most men my age are thinking about how am I going to retire, what am I going to do? I'm thinking about how I can get going.
Right.
You know, I mean, like,
bam.
Yeah. And so since I was 28, I've developed a few things and several different companies. They've all been a success, as I determine success to be.
Right. We all have our own, like you were saying, we all have our own definition.
Yeah. Yeah. We all have our own definition of success, but I'm in a place in my life, probably for about the last 10 years, where I want to be significant, because you and I both know that being successful, as long as you apply the right principles, core ethics, good values, pay people, you know, you do the right moral thing, well, that's going to be successful. Yeah. Right? I mean, clean conscience, able to sleep at night. You're a good quality product. Well, you're just like everybody else in the market. Right. But really, it goes back to kind of like what we first started talking about, and you mentioned the word give. So success is based on what you and I can do for ourselves, which, I mean, you take care of yourself. Sometimes there's times in life where you need to put yourself in front of the line. You got to invest in yourself, you know. Yeah. But significance is just totally different, I think, you know, and it becomes so much more compounded in me that significance is what we can do for others. You know, and your family's important. So yes, very significant, you know. What good is it to go to the other world and all these people forget about and forget about your family. Yeah. So I think I want to be the best man that my family ever knows, you know, as they become the best person that they should be. But I like with my wife, I want to know that I'm the best man that she'll ever know. And same thing with my grandchildren, everybody else, and my friends. I want to be the best man now. Hopefully other leaders and stuff will come up into their life and they'll become to their highest good. But I just want to be able to impact other people and to be able to give. So, I mean, when my time comes and your time comes, I want to be conquering a mountain, brother. Yeah. When my time comes, find me up a mountain, pulling people, kicking and screaming.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to go out, go.
Yeah.
You know, but that's interesting about family. Because my only competitor is myself, right? And sometimes my daughter pops in my head, and it's those little comments that she makes that are like, for instance, my birthday was recently. And so she put on Facebook, my dad's birthday, still pushing, right? So she says things that like, I see you, Dad. She'll text me, hey, I see you, you know? And that goes a long ways.
Boy, that's kind of making my heart skip right there.
Yeah. It's dropping some tears, you know? So she
really cried, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. You know, so the way she sees me is how I want to live, you know? And then every time I feel maybe I'm slipping, you know, like where I'm starting to like, okay, maybe I just want to go get a job. Like, no. Don't want to see me working no job, you know? And so it's me motivation. Let's go. Keep going. Keep pushing.
Good.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 20.
Oh boy.
I just dropped her off to school in Austin. She's going to ACC to be a nurse.
Did you cry after you dropped her off?
Yeah. On the drive back, got a little emotional.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But I know she's more mature than I ever was. I like to say she raised me more than I ever raised her. You know?
Good. Yeah.
I mean, she really did. Kept me out of kept me out of a lot of decisions that I,
probably wouldn't have served you very well.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, our kids, we have 4. My ex, who I got pregnant, my daughter's now 40, and I abandoned him for over 9 years. I mean, just methamphetamine and cocaine just took me out. And so I abandoned him. And so when that life change moment I was telling you about a few minutes ago, that 233 experience, those 3 nights in a row, I started having to go back, make stuff right, because I needed to, I wanted to. And as I started going back, trying to make my crooked path straight, it took a while. And my daughter and I probably really didn't get everything resolved, not till she was in her 30s. And but I had to take ownership of it. But then it finally came to a point where I had to say, look, I've done everything I can humanly do. I've asked for forgiveness, and I'm not going to take no more ownership of that. I'm not going to let there be a foothold to earn space back into that. And I can remember when she was probably about 8, 9 years old. And it is kind of a redemption story. It kind of just showed me that there is higher good, and that your prayers, your cries, your thoughts, your dreams, they do honored if you do the next right thing and do, and good things compound over time. Right. Even though you feel like, you do a good thing, it doesn't get acknowledged. In the eternal, it does. But I can remember she's about 8, 9 years old, and never really had a lot to do with her. I mean, I'd been behind on child support, behind on taxes, because my world was shrunk down to the size of me. It was all about me, me, me. And, but I called up her mother. They were living down there in Waco. So I drove over there to see him. And my first experience with my daughter was to take her fishing. She'd never really been fishing. And so I had the perfect little pole, the little 12-inch pole, whatever it was. And so, my ex-wife and I still had a difficult time because, I'd abandoned him, and, just all the mental abuse and just going through all that.
She didn't trust you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, rightfully so, right? Because I was a scumbag, and along with any other word you want to put in there. But I got my daughter, and we tried fishing. It seemed like a couple hours, and there was just nothing biting that day. And so we'd thrown out. She was, show me an 8-year-old if you don't catch a fish in the first 5 casts. So we probably fished for an hour, maybe a little bit longer. Well, it started clouding up. Well, it looked like it was going to rain. And I can remember, with no bait, I wanted to have, so many times, when things get so bad, we like a sign, like, do I really exist? Yeah. Do I have any meaning? And so I took that little fishing pole, and I thought, man, I'm going to throw it out one more time. So as I threw it out there, brother, it went out there. I don't know where the prayer went, with the way how I'd been living, I'm surprised any prayer or request
got through.
Yeah, it kind of went into the unknown here. But so I threw it out there. I said a prayer. I can't remember what I said, but it was just been an expression of hope. Like, hear me. I 8-year-old girl, scumbag dad trying to make. I threw that out there and gave it to my daughter. And of course, she just ran in, and all of a sudden that little pole went poof.
Oh,
and nice. It's like, what? I'm like, what? And we'll bring it in. And I'm thinking, fish, don't get off. How many fish, because I've lost lots of fish. Don't get off. And boy, she pulled in the smallest little fish you'd ever seen.
That's odd.
Yeah. But it was like, that was remarkable, because it was like, we'd been fishing for, we probably cast out 30, 40 times or whatever it was. But that one prayer that I hadn't even, that one hope, I hadn't even really hoped that. I had expectations.
Right.
And so I kind of spoke that out there, and but when that pole went like that, it was almost like confirmation, like, you heard me, you value me, like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. There's a payoff here. And the remarkable thing about the fish, man, the hook in its mouth, it was back through its back dorsal fin, that little fin back there in the back. So that means the fish is doing whatever it does he was fishing on through or swimming through. And that hook went right by there and caught it on his.
Yeah. Wow.
To me, bro, that was like parting of the Red Sea. I mean, that's like water to wine. I mean, a fish with
how does that?
You've got the immensity of the Lake Waco, and that little fish. And just in that expression of, I caught a fish, or, my daughter said, "Oh, this is a great day. And I love you, Dad." That just gave me real hope to continue to do the next right thing. And sometimes we get stuck, don't we? We just need that little glimmer of light, that just a glimmer, that little glimmer of light, because when there's light, brother, all darkness has to go.
Yeah.
All darkness has to go. And so that darkness that I've been harboring in my heart, that little glimmer of light, which brought on from a little bit of hope, which came out with a request.
Yeah.
And see, many of us get stuck because we don't think we're even worthy to even request any help. We're so beaten down.
Right.
But we won't even ask. Have you ever felt like that in your life?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Where there's nothing that I can do physically. There's nothing that I can engage that's going to change what's happening. I'm at. I just hope a feeling of no control, hopeless. I give up. I had a moment like that soon after Michael, my business partner.
Oh, your friend, business partner, yeah, your mentor,
my mentor, yeah. About after he passed, it was rough. Because all of a sudden I'm trying to navigate this huge ship that he was the captain of. I was just a sailor.
Yeah, and he's your thinking partner too.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
You guys are doing life together.
Yeah.
He tried to kind of set the sail of life.
Yeah.
So that way when the wind blew, you would kind of learn how to adjust the sail.
And he would just tell me, "Hey, dude, pull the ropes and tie it here." Okay, yes, sir. All right, Captain.
Don't even know why. I'm just doing what he told you to do.
Right. And so when I'm in the situation where now I have a sailor to tell to go tie the ropes down. Now I gotta steer the ship and tie the ropes. So I was at a breaking point, rock bottom. I came one day, I couldn't sleep, so I was at the office by 5 o'clock in the morning trying to work. I had things I had to get done, and I knew what I had to get done, but I couldn't do it. But I stayed all day trying to do it. I'd get up, walk around, and I remember it was pretty late in the evening. It was like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening.
Were you feeling like you were in a fog, or were you feeling like you're hitting a wall?
Oh, yeah.
I hit both.
I was hitting the wall.
I hit the wall. So I turned around and hit another wall because of the fog.
Yeah. And it was because I was looking at my computer screens, and I couldn't read what was on my computer screen. I was forcing myself to get work done, but I couldn't. It was when I was in college, staying up all night to study for the test, and I get to the test, I'm like, what is this? I studied all night for it. I should know what I'm doing. But I can't because I'm exhausted, spent. I'm depressed. Name them all. Right?
All of it.
Yeah. I'm just, first thing in my head, I was like, all right, I'm done. I don't know what else I can do. So I put my head down, and I was just, I was meditating. I was calling out, I need help. What do I do? Show me the way. And then I feeling of, so I've been a energy, breath, meditation coach for going on 30 years now.
Good reminder to take a deep.
Yes, always,
when,
right?
When things are going off the chain, simply stop.
First thing you do.
Show gratitude and take a deep breath.
Amen, right there. That's just the fundamental. You get in that position, that's what you do. So I took a deep breath, I walked outside, and I started my energy work and breathing. And it seemed like I was there for more than an hour. In my head, I was there for a while, but according to the clock, I was only outside for 15 minutes. But I was completely immersed in just breathing, feeling the energy, like universal divine creation. I was tapping into it, right?
Nice.
And I walked back in the door. I just shut my computer down, shut everything down. Okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to sleep, and I'm coming back tomorrow morning and I'm going to kick some ass, right? And that's where I've been ever since.
Set them up, knock them down, set them back up, knock them all down.
Attention Midland entrepreneurs and dreamers. We're giving you the chance to win one of the 4 free tickets to the upcoming Focus Conference this September 19th and 20th at the Bush Center. All you have to do is send us a quick 60 to 90 second video telling us who you are, what your business is, and why you want to attend the Focus Conference.
Hi, My name is Dan Nicholas with Alpha Omega Leadership Company here in the Permian Basin in Midland, Texas. And I want to share something great. I'm so excited that this September 19th and 20th down at the Bush Center downtown Midland, I wanted to personally invite you to a world-class event. I'm going to be speaking myself about having your purpose, refinding your purpose, and also from being able to scale your business, from you getting lost and unmotivated to go to your highest good and your highest level. Remember that person you wanted to be when you were younger? You can still do those great things.
Don't miss this life-changing opportunity to learn from world-renowned speakers like Les Brown, Ed Milet, Paul Martinelli, and more. Submit your video today for a chance to win one of the 4 free tickets, because your breakthrough starts at the Focus Conference.
This episode of BAM BizTalk is brought to you by Flash Mobile. Whether you're managing your business, chasing your dreams, or just handling life on the go, Flash Mobile gives you nationwide for GLTE coverage. No contracts and total freedom, all at a price that makes sense. Activate your plan in minutes. Bring your own device. Stay in control wherever life takes you. Contact us and make the switch today. And now let's get back to today's show.
I've gone several surgeries, so I've been pulled back. Try to get going, get pulled back. Get going, I get pulled back. So it's been very tumultuous for me here. I was just calculating the other day. Out of the last 3 years, 5 major surgeries, I've been out of the office for 10 and a half months.
Over how long of a period of time?
3 years.
Wow. That's a third.
That's the third.
You might as well call it a year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because even me coming back, I'm having to come back gently. You know, I can't drive really the first,
Well, yeah.
and then my days are short, because now I'm coming in instead of 6, 7 o'clock like I usually do. I'm getting here at 9 or 10. And then I'm not staying till 7 or 8 like I usually do. I'm getting out of here before 5 so I can beat traffic.
Okay.
So that's a very short day to do what I do. And it wasn't working, but getting into the rhythm of things. Now I'm back in the gym. Now I'm trying to eat right, trying to get there, trying to die. That's the hardest part for me. Because I'm a sweet tooth. I love to cook.
I love cooking.
I
I love ice cream.
Yeah, gosh, yeah.
Speaking my language. It doesn't matter what kind of ice cream.
Yeah, don't matter.
I love it all. I love it all.
Yeah, don't not discriminate on ice cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been the journey. My realization, it was the confirmation, because I was at my lowest point, but remember, connect, because there is more here than physical reality, and we have access to it. That's what you were talking about earlier with people. They don't know how much potential they have. We have an extreme amount of potential, but we don't have the knowledge to tap into it. That's why I'm grateful for people like you, what you're doing here for the community. It's so important.
Yeah.
So
I think if you keep trying to move forward, Leon made a comment like, when you and I get ready to pass, may it find us conquering a mountain. The time that we stop and start standing still, and I know we need times for rest, for healing, something happens. I know we need time for healing, but it's like almost if you stop, there's almost like a power that just wants to steal, kill, and destroy. Steal, kill, and destroy. And I mean, anything you touch, it wants to steal it, it wants to destroy it, or it wants to kill you, or it wants to kill the things that you do. Your motivation, your the weak, or your in your dreams, it just wants to stifle that.
Yeah.
And so I think by the law of consistency,
Yes.
by you getting up, greeting your day, I personally, I enjoy work. And you just feel better.
Yeah.
Even just take a deep breath right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel better, and that's not where I start my gratitude list. I've been doing I'm a proponent of gratitude list because it just seems to, some people wake up grumpy, and my wife will still tell you I am, but now she actually wakes up grumpier than I do a lot of the times. But, and I used to write down a gratitude list real regularly. I still do it actually pretty regularly, 1 or 2 times a week, but I used to do it every day. And how I started, I guess I got time to share this with you real quick.
Absolutely.
But so I need to be tangible in my life, because not too long before that, since that life-changing experience, I tried to OD. I tried to do as much dope as I could because you're just so depressed, and there's like the end in mind, you haven't got no real relationships. It's all built off of plasticky, phony type of manipulation. What do you got? Well, in it for me, well, you want what's from me all the time. So life gets real void and empty. And so I found myself a lot of times trying to do a big old shot of dope and a couple of times it almost worked, right? But I remember one distinct time, we've got the railroad, that comes right through the center of town, dividing, the sides of town. And I can remember I was high. I'd been up probably for about 2-3 days, and I don't even know what I was doing out there, but the train was going by, and I was beside the train, and I was probably 27-ish, maybe 28, maybe even 25. I just, all I can remember, bro, is the train by at a very fast speed, and I'm thinking, I'm just going to throw myself underneath the train. I mean, that's what I'm saying, that still kill the story.
Yeah.
You've gotten so beat down,
Yeah.
and you haven't taken care of anything. You become no worth. You become no hope. Everything looks so dismal and so dark out there that you just want to end your life.
Yeah.
Well, the dark things of life want that.
Right.
They don't want anything to do with light. They want to keep everybody trapped in the dark.
Right.
Everybody in the dark. So if I can make you dumb, if I can make you non-profitable, if I can make you insignificant, if I can hurt you relationally, mentally, physically, spiritually, if I can take all that away, then it wins.
Yeah.
But however, we were designed for more than that, because we know what our purpose is. And many people out there, all it would take would be a simple conversation with you, simple phone call where they want to make an investment in their life of 5 minutes to get on a call with you and just see if, hey, can we talk about the purpose or something like that? But when I came through all that, things started changing just so rapidly that you almost can't keep up with them. And so the gratitude list, boy, I took us on a little rabbit trail, didn't I? I was reliving the train.
Right. Yeah.
Reliving it. I haven't thought about that probably in 10 years or so. But the gratitude list, see, when you start getting rid of something, you got to fill it with something, because we're kind of creatures of habit, right? So when I wanted to start getting some of the stuff wasn't serving me anymore, the junk that wasn't serving me anymore, I had to start replacing. So, and I don't know if I'd ever heard it before, maybe it was subliminal or something, but I just started, man, I'm just going to start being thankful. Like when someone genuinely comes up and says, thank you so much for helping me, does that make you feel good?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to start showing appreciation back out there. And so I started just writing down 10 things. And so I may have wrote down my wife. Well, then I could, so then the next days that I continue, I wouldn't write down my wife again. I may say, hey, I'm grateful for her hair, for her spirit, or for the way how she serves our family, for being the mother, for the way how she thinks. Or then I may write down my hand or my arm, but then I wouldn't write down my arm again. Now I may write down my fingernail, each little digit. But then I tell you, when you get up to 200-300 things, 10 things at the end of 30 days, if you get up to 300 things, it will blow you away.
Yeah.
You start developing a habit that you wake up, dude, and you greet the day.
Yeah.
Instead of the day doing you, your day.
Yeah.
But man, I can remember sitting in no, it wasn't Papua New Guinea, it was Panama. I'm sitting there in the airport, and you reframe the way how you think. So when you look at things, you're looking for the positive, and I'm not saying don't be skeptical some of the times, but you need to weigh good wisdom,
For sure.
right? You need to be able to weigh
Discernment.
Yeah, very put. And but I was just watching people walk by. I was watching shoes. I don't know why I went to shoes, but I was watching all this, and I pulled out my journal and pulled out my pen and wrote down shoelaces. I'm thinking, can you imagine a world without shoelaces? But that's small. But think impactful shoelaces are. I don't even know why I'm bringing that up, because shoelaces are they significant? Yes or yes.
Right.
Yes or no.
Yeah.
But you need shoelaces.
But
when it just starts, you emptying yourself out of you, and you start noticing little things, so you can change your whole life and put to the test. Just do it for a week.
Yeah.
But I tell you, when you get up to 3,800 and something things, that was the last time I counted. That was probably about a year and a half ago. When you go over 3,800 things that are totally different, the different shades of green, like this room here.
Yeah.
Are there different shades of green? Yes or yes.
Yeah.
What about shades of blue? The sky, the clouds, how they, just technology with us being able to speak, just the camera. We don't have another guy in here filming. Just those little things. Just the way how our sight, how we take in light, how it flips around in our
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
the eye,
cortex,
amazing.
just that, just our soul, just us being able to nod our head yes in agreement, that those are little miracles right there.
The posable thumbs.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are little miracles. And so here we are on this planet going 188,000 miles a second.
Yeah. Spinning.
Yeah. And that, knowing that, our heartbeat and how much blood goes through it. And that I think I can't remember what it was, like if you take all your arteries and all of your veins, I think it'll stretch out enough to go around the whole world.
Yeah.
When you start looking at that, and your awareness grows, I mean, when you start looking at light, the speed of light and sound, I mean, you just become so appreciative of the whole universe, everything that's created. And then when we start looking at that, what that did for me is it reminded me that I'm created too. I'm created with a purpose. So all things lead back to creating. And see, the company that you've created, you're a creator. That's been implanted into you. Even if you didn't want to be a creator, you can't help but not create. Now, you create your future, you create your eternity, you create what you're going to eat today. So your core DNA is you're a created being, and you have the power to create or not, but you're still going to create. So what you create today, it's going to show up in your future. Just like the parable of planting a seed. The seed doesn't care what ground it goes into. The seed doesn't care what kind of seed it is. The seed, when planted in the ground, it's going to do what a seed does. It doesn't matter if it's an oak tree or a weed or a cactus. Right. It's going to grow. Yeah. So what are you creating for your life? What are you expecting to get out? Boy, we took a big kind of turn, didn't we?
I love it though.
Yeah. It's how, two thinking minds start sharpening each other.
It's like what I was thinking when you were going through that, you can go to an unlimited amount of variations of
Star Wars all the way, right?
All the way, right? But you're grateful.
The force.
The force. Use the force. Follow the force, right? So you can become aware and grateful for even the microscopic things that you're talking about, the eye, right? That's what got me thinking, well, there's atoms, and inside atoms, there's those neutrons and, everything, the positrons, and now they got quarks. They're finding quarks. And the more that I heard this the other day, we used to just look through a telescope, through our eyes, then a telescope. Then we started listening. And every time that we up the ante on how we're looking into space, we're discovering more and more and more and more, just not by creating a bigger telescope, but by changing the way that we're observing. Different technologies I'm observing, then, because years, back in ancient times, thunder, right? They think that, there's a war going on up there, right? So it's as above, so below, right? If there's a war going up there, well, we war here. So it's the gods warring, right? Okay. And they're warring for our souls. And, so but then you start expanding out. Now in the distance, we used to think, just because there's these flashes, we didn't know what they were. So even modern man was saying, there must be an alien civilization warring.
Don't know,
right? But I said that was a little tangent there, but I say all that to, being grateful for the most minuscule things that you can think of, right? Is like, what's that? It's biblical, like in the mustard seed, right? So there's power there in for just what you would.
Well, how many are in an apple? One apple, 8 seeds, whatever. How many trees are in there?
Yeah.
Over the course of the lifetime.
The lifetime, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about breath work and stuff, and one deep breath. And I need to double check my figures, but I'd never heard of a sextillion before. Now I've heard of a trillion billion. I never heard of a sextrillion or sextillion.
Sextillion.
I think it's sextillion. But you have and wrong, but we'll Google it to fact check it. But there's at least 8 sextillion molecules every breath you take.
Oh, wow.
That's more than all the sand in the entire earth in one breath.
Oh, wow.
Double check me.
Yeah.
But I may be to an nth degree, but it's just astronomical. So, that there's a challenge on the podcast, but in one breath, there's more stuff going on you than the sand in the sea.
Wow.
I mean, and that's scientific proof. That's not damn proof or angel truth. That's factual.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? All the sand. I mean, when was the last time you were at the beach and you just picked up hand, or you were walking and you built a castle? Just all that sand.
It's a lot of sand.
But yeah, to have all that going on inside of you. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's mighty. It's so much bigger than
We're walking miracles.
Yeah. And so I think when we start really focusing on doing the hard work, I mean, when you're sick, you're sick.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to pull you out
until
you come to yourself, that you realize that you have a need. Yeah. And the great being on this side of it, you are so powerfully, wonderfully made, and stuff that you've allowed yourself to go through. And some of us have had stuff happen to us, that bad things happen to good people, but some of the trauma and stuff, whether it was because of your own hand or somebody else's, you have the power within you to go back and to help the person that you once were and others.
Yeah.
You know, so men that are struggling with relationships with their daughters, do I have something in common? Yes or no? Well, of course. I may not fully understand the full dynamic, but just as you and I were talking, I get it. I get it. And I understand the power of restoration between, you know, when you start seeking to make things different, when you seem to have a better life, you know, better decisions lead to less regrets. I say that all the time. That's one of my statements. Better decisions lead to less regrets.
Yeah.
So if you make a better decision, wouldn't the opposite be that you wouldn't regret that?
Right.
So I used to live a life with a bunch of regrets.
Right.
All this stuff I used to carry around with me. And I'll tell you another quick story. I used to have a landlord. You know, I was living off of Kentucky Street, and I had this landlord. He was renting us the house, and of course, I wasn't paying the rent like how I should always be. But he would pick me up and take me to work, and I'm a good person. You know, I'd see the least that I could get by with a lot of times, and a lot of that was due to my drug addiction. Me staying up till, you know, nothing good happens after midnight. Yeah. But I was staying up late and just really wasn't a very good hand. I was taking advantage of the situation, and he would still allow me to come to work and help. And, you know, it's, and I would think, well, that's all he's, you know, and I quickly found out was he would hire other people. I found out, oh, that's not all he pays, because he pays these other guys more, but that's all he was going to pay me.
Right.
It wasn't so much the hours I was bringing and for the time there, it was the value that I was bringing to that time. And so I remember like a few times I'd go by and steal some of his tools and go resell them. I mean, I was just awful. I was an awful human, you know. And I can remember, I forgot what happened. I ended up leaving his house, and I left it just bad. I left it a lot worse than what it was when I found it. And, you know, with drug addicts, you know, I was a drug addict and just wanted to take advantage of anybody and everybody. And so I know I didn't leave him in a good way, but I remember after my life changed, it might have been maybe 4 or 5 years. As you get into the habit of taking stuff, there's stuff that comes to your mind, you know, that, yeah, that was a good shiny moment. I need to go back. And so I remember kind of thinking, if I ever meet Owen Cosgrove again, I want to pay him back, you know, because I probably ripped him off with at least a couple grand. And so I'm sitting out there off Highway 80 in my roofing company. You know, I've been in the roofing business for coming up on 40 years, and I just sold the company back here. Yeah, I've sold it twice. So sold in 2010. And then it came out of my non-compete, bought it back for a lot less than what I sold it for. Nice. So that was, and then I just recently sold again. I still own some stock in it, but sold, and I for even more this time.
Congratulations!
Yeah. So you know, so I kind of buy and sell companies now, and so I invest in other people's companies too. But I can remember being out there thinking one day, if I had that guy, if I ever hear from him again, you know, I really like to pay him back. So that became a desire of wanting to do the next right thing, you know? And so I think it's important when you have these positive thoughts or positive things that you need to go back and take care of, at least write it down and make a noble intent. We can't deny noble intent. Go make an intent to go make things right. So, you know, I knew the guy had moved or whatever. So I'm sitting there one day, and I had a company called Superior Exteriors and Interiors, where we do siding and windows and stuff. I get this phone call. I return the phone call, and the guy says, hey, I need an estimate on my fence. And I'm thinking, well, we really don't do fences, but yeah, you know, I can hire somebody to do the fence and, you know, make something off of it. And so I found out, well, where's it at? He told me where it was, and I said, in your phone. And he lived in Waxahachie. And I said, what is your name? And guess what name he gave me?
Owen.
Yeah, he said, my name is Owen Cosgrove. I said, hey, are you the one that used to be a pastor at some Church of Christ church? Yeah, that's me. I said, are you the one that does, a little bit of construction remodeling? He says, well, not anymore. I said, my name's Dan Nicholas. I used to live in one of your rent houses. Do you remember me? He says, oh, yeah, I remember you. And so I put out his address, and I think I sent him like $2,500. And this is back there in probably the mids or something,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe late 90s. But I was,
Amen.
so, brother, Angel, when we start trying to do the right thing, I think that gets honored.
100%.
That gets honored in the space, right?
Yeah.
And, good things happen to good people.
Yeah.
And I think not with the complexity of better decisions lead to less regrets, but it goes back to if you can get better, should you? And if you can make somebody else's day better when it's in your power to be creative, to lend people your strength, to lend people your wisdom, and to it to them. I mean, you're a creative being.
Yeah.
And so when you see people in need, what would one act of kindness look like?
Right.
And things just seem to get a little bit better, Yeah.
I like the analogy of you're a light, you're a candle.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't diminish yours to light somebody else's candle.
Right. It actually increases.
Yeah.
Increases. Makes all better.
Actually,
It allows more people to see.
Yeah. There
You
you go. Yeah.
So even when you and I leave here in a little bit, your light's going to go out into a place of darkness, even though you may be with other light bearers, but you're going to touch somebody out there in the dark that needs you. But so many times I see people like us who we're just so busy looking to be seen and to scale our business that we forget about those that we step over every single day. We step over people, don't we?
Yeah.
And to climb the ladder of success.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you there ain't nothing up there.
It's nothing.
There ain't nothing up there. When you've gone as high as you can go, you're going to go around, and I'm up here all by myself. So it's much better to build a bridge. Build a bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Build
100%.
a bridge. Take people with you. Build a bridge. Let people walk across you. Let people use you because people are going to run on you.
Yeah.
But you're a bridge. So when you give your life to be a bridge instead of a ladder because it's lonely up there at the top. You're gonna down one way or the other one day.
Yeah.
So why not just build a bridge so others can use it so that it outlives you?
Right.
I
like that because ladder has no support, just one form of support. But a bridge that's supported all the way across on two ends.
Well, a ladder you always got to either lean it on something, and everything falls away, right?
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But a bridge, it's pretty solid, and plus a lot more people can go across it.
Right.
I remember. I had a friend tell me one time I used to get mad, you reach a place where people can't take advantage of you. I mean, they may think they do, but they are, but are they really? See, when you know that nothing is yours, you're here for 90 years, it's all going to go to somebody. Anyway, somebody's going to be sitting in my house one day.
Right.
I may not be driving a car, but they're going to be driving a car.
Yeah.
I mean, the clothes I got on, somebody's going to wear them one day. My dog's, another guy may not be petting my dog, but I mean, life is so temporary. But people will use, they'll despise you, they'll walk across you, they'll run on you, they'll scar you. But we've got to remember what the goal is. We're a bridge to life. Dude, the paths will come from darkness to light. I'm going to stay in the light, brother. I'm not going back to the darkness now. I will go back in the darkness to pull those that want to come out.
Right. But you're strong enough to go back there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now, I remember back when I came out of all my addiction, I couldn't go to a bar.
Right.
I couldn't be around people that were drinking.
Right.
I couldn't be around the mindset of people hanging out and doing hang out, and I'm not group because I love that group. I'd much rather be with that group than a lot of the other than be good with all the good two shoes that are looking like they're somebody, but they're all wearing a mask. I'd much rather be with people like me and you that don't have a mask on.
Right.
At least we know what we're dealing with.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love doing life with people. I love walking with people. I love going back and trying to help people. It's like you can climb Mount Everest, but you still got to have a team. You still got to have people go with you. And the casualties happen along the way, sure.
100%.
But when you reach the top with a bunch of other people, you celebrate, but then you go back down. And what if some people are just happy at base camp? I mean, they're happy going partway up the mountain and they want to spend the rest of their life there. And that's okay if that works for them.
Right.
But, in the business that you and I are both in, we're looking for the people to go up to the next step that need that little bit of courage.
They got it in.
Yeah, they've got it in them. But, and they don't need to be motivated.
Right.
So I think
that only goes so far anyway.
Yeah. I think motivated is kind of overrated because you can motivate an idiot, and all you're going to get is a motivated idiot. But what is it going to take for people to transform?
That's the word.
Yeah.
Hey there, bookworms and knowledge seekers. Ever wished you could find everything you need in one place? Look no further than the Ector County Library. We're not just about books, though we've got plenty of those, from the latest page-turners to classic favorites. We're talking free high-speed internet, tech classes to boost your skills, and awesome programs for all ages. Kids can dive into storytime adventures, teens can hang out and study, and adults can join book clubs or learn something new. There's always something exciting happening at the library. So whether you're a student looking for homework help, a job seeker needing resources, or just someone who loves to learn, we've got you covered. Swing by your local Ector County Library and see what we're all about. It's more than just books. It's a whole world of possibilities. Ector County Library. Your adventure starts here.
The BAM BizTalk podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Pachuco's Restaurant. Craving authentic and eclectic cuisine in Midland? Well, Pachuco's has you covered. Located in downtown Midland at the ever-so-legendary and iconic historic building at 316 North Big Spring Street, Pachuco's blends rich and unique flavors in a conveniently pleasant and vibrant atmosphere. Enjoy the highest quality barbecue, savory tacos, burgers, and a variety of other mouth-watering dishes that reflect the spirit of a true Pachuco cuisine. Real, authentic, and just plain different. Check out their menu at www.pachucos432.com or call 432-218-8806 to inquire, or better yet, just show up and get your shine on at Pachucos, where heritage, exquisite taste, and hospitality come together for an unforgettable dining experience. Pachucos, Midland, Texas. Now back to the show.
The heart change. And I think getting back to the gratitude list, I think that's sweet. I mean, a lot of people, they think, oh, well, that's too simple, but
no,
yeah, but
the simplicity is where the power is.
Yeah, but it's not simple.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
Just do the daily disc, or just write out 10 of them, do it for 7 days, and then we can talk about how hard it is.
It's the simple and easy, right? It's simple, but it's not easy.
How many people are doing it?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, people get satisfied with ordinary, but what's it going to take to be extraordinary? So when you get to the end of your day, do you just want to be an ordinary guy doing average things? I mean, you have all the power. You have the power within you to grow and excel and do great and mighty things, to be significant. So many of us, we just settle for, it's paying the bills. Barely making it. That's all they're going to pay me. Well, I'm just killing time. Yeah. I mean, really valuable asset you got. Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to kill time, I'm going to be eating ice cream.
Doing something that's enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, at least get some enjoyment out of it. I would be eating ice cream.
Have you seen that movie, Idiocracy? So it's the guy, Joe. It's just your average Joe, your average guy, right? And one of the scenes in the first is his officer comes up and he says, what? You're supposed to lead, follow, or get out of the way. And you got out of the way. And he was like, well, it was an option. It was the option. So you just got out of the way. And that's like the mentality of the majority have, right? Even they have so much in them. They could really do something. But out of whatever it be, trauma or, self-limitations or whatever it is, I really don't want to follow. Sure as heck ain't leading. So I'm just going to sit over here in my little corner and stay out and pay my bills and do my work.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've often thought, when we get to the end, whatever the end looks like, we've heard all kinds of things what the end's going to look like. But one of the regrets I think I would have is looking back and being shown everything I could have done. But procrastination.
Oh, I'm the key. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's so debilitating. Is that a word, debilitating? I think I'm saying that right. Everybody has all these dreams, but they just don't want to get up and do anything.
So this is an interesting segue. Les Brown has a quote saying, when you're end of days and you're on your deathbed, Do you want to be surrounded by the ghosts of your regrets?
That's heavy.
Fast forward there.
That's heavy.
Is that something that you want?
I'm closer at that point than what you are.
Well, I'm not too far behind you, bro. I'm not too far behind you. But still, it's a contemplation. It's a reality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get to the end of days and be like, oh, you know what? I should have.
Real talk, man. Real talk.
Because that is the most painful deal. To never move on a vision you had. To never.
I coulda, shoulda. I coulda, shoulda. I coulda, shoulda. If I only woulda.
Oh, if I only woulda.
Yeah, if I only woulda. And then being shown what woulda happened if you coulda, shoulda. Wouldn't that be awful? It'd be also, that'd be bad. Oh, and then see what you woulda done, what you coulda done, but then seeing the
impact,
the compound interest, the eternal significance, seeing generations change.
Right.
Because you slowed down for a person that was in the dark. They cried out for the light. You took 5 hours out of your time to mentor that person, coach that person, give advice, go eat lunch with, go just ask good questions and show that you really cared.
Right.
Share life with them. And then you see generations change. You change the whole trajectory and what even be bad is you can see what you didn't do by your disobedience or your carelessness, what happened to them, where you see generations go to prison, where you see generations die.
Wow.
Then you see the opposite, that when you do come in, that, see the fork. The fork. And then you see everything that happened. President of the world, Luke Scott, maybe that could be how Luke's dialogue right here, because I took it that was a bad route. But I mean, the future's yours.
Yeah.
And just like what Les Brown says, did you know I have, I've shared this with you. Les Brown is coming in about 3-4 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Les Brown, if you haven't checked out Les Brown,
please.
He comes from the old school and he's roughly about 80 years old and he has gas in the tank. Many times we start discounting the older wisdom. We think that, oh, well, I know all this and I know that and I'm college educated and this and that. This guy actually became a senator and you Google America's most popular keynote speaker or motivational speaker.
Yeah.
He'll pop up in number 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know many 80-year-olds that are out there killing it. He's cutting it.
Yeah.
And he speaks about purpose, kind of like what you and I were diving down deep into about really discovering your purpose. And if you need help, just ask.
Yeah.
Just call Angel. Just reach out to Angel. If you're getting this on the podcast, just put some notes in there. Just reach out to Angel. And what do you got to lose?
Right.
You're one decision away from a better life. One decision. That one decision led you to be a millionaire, to scale your business or get you out of that junk trauma that you've been carrying around, baggage. But he talks purpose. And then I've got another friend of mine that I personally know, Ed Millett. If you can check him out.
Yeah.
He has the nation's best business podcast. He's really likable. He's in his mid-50s. He's at his prime. He's killing it.
He is.
Dude, he's on top of the game and he's real.
Yeah.
He's real transparent, comes from an alcoholic past and uses his father. And back to Les Brown, he was discarded. Him and his brother were twins, discarded. Were rejected, had to go live with different people, had been bankrupt, had the IRS come in, just all types of calamity going in his life.
Yeah.
But he's on top. Ed had an alcoholic, abusive father, and how he used that trauma and how we take the trauma in our life, the trauma in my life. I've used that to propel me forward into the man I am today. You've used the things that have propelled you in by being real transparent, like, hey, I had an oops over here, but this is what I did with it eventually. I was a little slow to it. I mean, it took me 8-9 years. I was a little slow, but now look at what I've done.
Yeah.
And it's not about what I've done. Let's look at what we've all done, but look how we can get better. Now, I've got a friend named Paul Martinelli. Actually, my friend, he actually helped Les Brown a long time ago. Les Brown, here the other day when I was talking to Les, called him the Einstein of the modern day world.
Oh, wow.
He comes from humble beginnings. He was a janitor in offices for $10-15 a day.
Yeah.
In offices. And he scaled that business, sold it for a few million. Then he partnered with a guy by the name of Bob Proctor.
Proctor's a legend.
Yep. And he's partnered with a few different people along the way. And he's one of my friends. Matter of fact, him and I are going to Rome again together here in a couple of months with our group of our people. And great guy, but he also, I'm you know, have you heard of John Maxwell?
Oh,
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. No, the legend has 80 to 100 books.
Yeah.
New York bestseller, not just low profile self-developed books, but New York bestseller, known as the expert in leadership. Paul actually went to John one day and said, "Hey, I've got this idea, and what do you think about it?" Well, everybody else in the room was shaking their head no. I'm like, no, that won't. But Mr. Maxwell said, "Hey, I think that'll work." And so 12 years later, they've got millions of dollars that they've generated, helped thousands of people. I think there's like 57,000 coaches, Maxwell coaches that have been trained, speakers that are through the certification program that John and Paul made. And it's just a real deal how just using your goodness, your purpose, starting to walk in it, elevating your awareness, seeking the opportunities, and the opportunities will come. They'll land right. They'll start they'll start just landing in your lap. But they went out and developed one of the biggest leadership companies that's ever been and probably ever will be. I've got him coming. And talk about a mind shift shaper. Transformational thinking, man. I mean, one good idea, where can you go with that? And then I'm going to be speaking about 7 things that strangleholds that hold you back.
Because that's your book.
Yeah, I mean, it's a precursor. I've still got the book coming. I need to add some more personal stories and some more statistics. And so that it should be probably by March next year. But yeah, I'm going to be speaking about 7 things that actually hold us back from entrepreneurial, relational, mental, spiritual, physical things that actually get in the way and actually keep you stuck.
Yeah.
And not just for a day, but for years and years and years. And you'll be surprised how people will do. And they'll give the best to stay stuck and in bondage and not fulfilling their highest good and calling.
Right.
And they're suffer. They say, "Oh, I want it for my family." It's like, when you get to talking to them, it's like, no, you don't. You're just a selfish son of a gun. You want more, but you really don't care at the end of the day. You only care about yourself.
Right.
You can say all the slapstick mouth you want, but it doesn't really mean anything. You start doing something.
Right.
So I'm going to be talking about that. I've got a friend named Ed Rush. He used to be a fighter pilot. He's a little bit younger than me, but he's written a couple books. He's coming all the way from San Diego. I've got another friend of mine named Eliza. She has a government contract with the Army. She talks about mindset resilience and kind of going through the emotional part of the mind as she works with quadriplegics and people that have lost their arms, trying to get over the heavy weight of that trauma. Yeah. She also works with some of the bomb squads and some of the strategical training that they go through, knowing that a lot of them may not come home that day. And so it's kind of the fear and the emotional that of people that protect our country, protect our lives. And I have another friend named Regina. I just love Regina. She lives over there in Atlanta. She's an entrepreneur. Her husband's wonderful, but I think out of all of them, Regina's my favorite. She talks about emotional, what they call EQ. And how many decisions have you made just of emotion?
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
yeah.
And how's that served you? But she's going to be bringing a wonderful talk.
Those are some regrets lined up there, man.
Oh yeah. And then and how we get into the habit of doing just based off of emotions, and those things aren't even this, but it's developed a habit, so it runs down the track of our
because it feels good.
Yeah. Man. And you know as well as I do, all that feels good. It may serve you for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I've got another friend of mine named Andy. He's going to be coming and speaking. He's actually a certified coach. He has a certified coaching program. Now, there's a lot of programs out there that will say, "Oh, come to this little class, and we're just going to talk to you for 2-3 days, and then we're going to give you a certificate that said, boom, wow, you're a coach. Go out and go coach the world."
Yeah.
There's never no practice. So they certify you to be a coach, so you can put a piece of paper on the wall, but there's no application. So do you really want a person coaching you?
Right.
That just has a certification. Now I admire that they've gone and subjected themselves to some classes.
Right.
But if it hasn't been practiced and worked out, I don't want to be somebody's first coaching project.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm going to submit to that. And then, I've got a whole bunch of other speakers. I think we've got like 12 in total.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's going to be September 19th and 20th.
Right here in Midland.
Right here in Midland. And I think I've given you a few free tickets.
Absolutely.
Maybe we can do something for a group that's listening. If they respond to you, maybe like the first 5, 10, whatever you want that number to be.
Yeah.
Maybe if they respond to you through this podcast, that they can guess.
Hey, thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Hey guys, y'all heard Dan, right? Hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit me up. DM me. Anything. Email me. Call me. Like, this is something that Dan has provided for the community. That is this is the type to where you would make a trip to go out of town to go
and pay big dollar
and pay big dollars.
Pay big dollar. We do have tickets. I think one person $159. They can bring a friend for $130. I think we've the VIP. We've actually had VIP. Those are gone. Those were right at underneath 1,000. We've actually removed some of the stuff. There's still a VIP for like $589. And then you have the regular general admission, but we're going to exceed expectations. Yeah. I guarantee one thing I can tell you about Alpha Omega Leadership, which is my company, and with you, we exceed expectations.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're going to provide lunch, and for a few key people, we're going to be doing a drawing that we're going to have. We're planning an evening meal on a Friday night with Ed Millette, so you'll get to be in the room. And the thing is, you got to be in the room. If you aren't in the room, nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
And you've got to be willing to sacrifice a few things. You got to, many people don't want to invest in themselves. They want you to invest in. They want you to pull out 100 or 1,000, buy this, buy that for them. But here's an opportunity to just contact you, say something as a response here, get in contact with you, and then you can come to this.
Yeah.
Well, what if this changed your whole entire life? What if you could double your income in the next 5 years? Would you be willing to do it? So you're making 100,000 now. And then in 5 years, you're making 200. Would that be worth? But what if you're making 100,000 now? What if by next year, with the creativity and things you hear and the people that you get around, well, what if you turn that into 150? And then maybe the next year you turned it into 2? Would that be worth? Well, of course it would.
Yeah.
Of course it would.
So this is one of those fork in the road decisions.
Yep.
Like if you're feeling pulled and called to say, yeah, I'm going to do it, follow through.
And matter of fact, if you're feeling stuck, give Angel a call. Get on a call. If you think this event's for you and you're broke, you don't have money, give Angel a call. Why don't we set up a quick call with them and let's just see what we can do.
Yeah. Awesome.
The small little things that we don't do, that they can be so freeing in our life. And so this event is again September 19th and 20th. If you're hearing this and you need to travel, we got a discount code for the Wyndham right across the street. 200 yards. It's a walk across the street. We're going to be doing some real special things. We've named it From Here to There. We were back there. We're here now. But what does there look like?
Here to there.
Because if you don't start planning you're there, you're going to get blown around by the wind every which way you go. Many of you would not get on a boat with me. I mean, you may want to get on a boat, but if I could tell you, we're just going to go with no nautical equipment and we're just going to let the wind blow, darn well that we would end up on the rocks somewhere.
Yeah.
But many of you are okay doing your life. Many of us put more time into planning a vacation.
Right.
A 1 week vacation. We put more time into planning a 2 week vacation. What you do in planning your life. Oh,
it's 2 days.
Sad.
This is 2 days.
Yeah. 2 days to recalibrate your life to get you on a good track.
With some absolute giants up there.
Yeah. I mean, and so we've named it From Here to There, and then we're focusing on purpose, clarity, and momentum. Not just a little quick push, but you're going to be able to come in. And if you choose to take notes, but I would say just get in the room, be in the energy sphere with us, be able to breathe and be able to hear maybe a different way, because I just want to ask you, is your way really working?
Right.
Is it serving you? Can you do better? Should you?
Right.
If not, if you just love where you are, if you can improve, you're at the top of your game, then number one, then why aren't you dropping down helping somebody else? And if you are, great.
Right.
But then if you are, then you know the value of being so it's kind of a circular reasoning.
Right.
So, and I think I'm going to be speaking another time. I'm thinking right now, probably going to be speaking about what is it that you want to have? What is it that you really want to have? What is your number? Well, what kind of house do you want to live in? And this will make sense here in a minute. And I'm going to give this for you for free. But what do you need to do? I mean, many of us, we can figure out what we need to do. Well, I need to work harder. I need to go take a class. But what do you need to become? Like many of us, we focus on what we need to do and what we want to have, but we don't know what we need to become to go past that. So you cap out here and you hit this lid.
Yeah.
And you hit this lid and you'll spend 10 years hitting this lid until you decide to get out of yourself because your world's down as small as you. If you're hitting the lid, brother, your world is shrunk down to the size of you and you ain't going no further until you make an investment into yourself. And the investment could be just simply getting a hold of Angel and just talking to him, get a hold of me.
Yeah.
And you just simply surpass that. And then how high can you go? How high can you go from there?
Right.
And I hit these lids all the time. And that's why I try to collaborate, why I try to get with other people, because other people normally I spend time with, they make me better. They make me better. You make me better. You know, you invite me to the hamburger deal there. That just made me better, you know? So if you're hitting your lid, well, why not just reach out, make a call, and let's see if you can get even better. It's 2 days. You've been wasting the last year.
Or more.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah.
And so you could find a little bit of freedom. What if you could find some purpose? What if you could find some momentum? What if we could get you unstuck to think at a higher level? Because look how successful you've been up to here. And look how much further that you can probably go if you get in like-minded people. Yeah. Going a little bit further where you are. So I guarantee it'll be a blast. And you know, if you buy tickets for your friends or whatever, that's fine. And if they don't get any value out of it, if they show up and they sit there and they take notes, if they don't get any value, I'll give them back their money. I mean, that's how confident I am.
Yeah. Well, rightly so, because the lineup, everybody you just mentioned, they're absolute giants, right? I mean, starting with just Les Brown himself,
all by himself
is more than you're already getting your value right there. Yeah. With each one, you know, individual, your money, you're getting in for cheap.
Well, if they don't believe, just go on YouTube and just listen to one or two of his videos. Same thing with Ed Millette or any of us. Just get online and check us out. Due diligence. Yeah. Just don't take our word for it.
Right.
Do your own work.
And check this. Tony Robbins, I think, was inspired by Les Brown and learned a lot from Les Brown.
He sure was.
Yeah. So you probably know the name Tony Robbins because he's everywhere.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Well, there wouldn't be no Tony Robbins if there was no Les Brown.
He's at the top. Tony's at the top of his class too, but yet he still gives credit to where credit's due.
That's why
people that have invested in him, like what we're trying to do right now. You and I are trying to invest into your listeners right now.
Yeah.
Do you want it bad enough?
That's the question. Do you want it?
How many more relationships are going to suffer because you aren't living up to your highest good? How much is eternity going to be hindered because you won't step up to the plate?
Wow.
And you know what? If you aren't going to step up to the plate, you can be replaced real easy.
Yeah.
Be replaced. Real easy, just like that.
Yeah.
So really it all goes back to you being average or above average. Some of you like me, I was under average. I was happy just to get up to average. You know?
I know
but now I'm willing to do things that are above average. I'm willing to exceed expectations. I'm willing to do extra so I can one day move out of the ordinary so I can be extraordinary. So I can be significant, so I can do things for other people.
So Dan, when you realized that way back, how did you start learning? Did you just start reading? Did you attend conferences? How did you get in the rooms with these people?
Great question. Well, you know, I'm a man of faith, so I put a lot of my interest into there. And a lot of my interest just wasn't going to listen to people. I really started doing the deep work inside of what I needed to become. And when I started really questioning and starting to read and to journal, I think we have the knowledge of the world at our fingertips. Now, I know it's easy to get on our mobile devices these days. Back then, I told you I was old. All I had was books.
Yeah.
So I would start getting into books and I started doing the reading. And you can walk in my house today and I've got a lot of books that are dog-eared, highlighted, written, you know. And so now I'll buy 20. When I read a good book, you know, I'm reading 7 right now. I'm not even going to tell you about it.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm reading a book called 7. Let's see, I'm reading one by Darren Hardy right now. I'll think of the name here in a minute. I was reading it on the airplane. I read 2 chapters.
The Buy Back Your Time one?
No, it wasn't Buy Back Your Time. It's another Darren Hardy. I'll think of it here in a minute. But after I finish a book, if it's that good, like I got Mentorship 101 by Maxwell, little small books. After I read them and it just kind of just blows you away, makes me, I'll go buy 20, 30 at a time and just give them away. Just give them away. And unfortunately, a lot of the people that I give them to, they need the book more than what I did.
Right.
And they won't.
They're not going to read it.
They won't even read it. You'll go there and it's just collecting dust. It's like, we got the fig. we got the fingertips of the world. At our fingertips, we've got the world at our fingertips, but we don't care to even invest in that.
Right.
Like even stretch our brain
just a little bit
better,
just a little bit
better. If you look at where you are sitting today, talking about this to people we don't know, that has never given us $1,
right?
But yet we're doing it as an act of kindness. How do you think that happened? It's because we stretched ourselves. Well, we did the reps, and we're still going to do the reps.
Yeah.
I may not be doing the reps for you. I'm doing it for me, but I'm also doing it for those that come after me.
Right.
I want people to stand on my shoulders.
Yes.
You don't get into that mindset unless you're willing to do the work to make investments. So I started doing the little things matter, because the little thing, everything
matters.
Everything. Listeners thing right now, everything matters. Even the little things too.
If it pops in your head, it matters.
It matters. And so writing down what I learned. And so there's just something with power of the pen when you start thinking on paper, looking at your phone, which that's second class, but first class is if you take what you wrote and you just start writing it down.
Yeah.
And what I've enjoyed about this, you've got children. When you got your journal, other than your children remembering what you told them or maybe having a video or a picture, all they're going to have is their memories of you.
Yeah.
But when they've got you in writing, they'll be able to hear your voice. They'll be everything you've written, all your knowledge, all the things you were going through, the celebrations, the victories, and also maybe some of the defeats and how you overcame them. Can you imagine giving your children on your last days? That's going to speak volumes. And then your children's children. And I'm not saying diary where it's got to be all grand. I don't care. I don't care how big or small. Right? I don't care about any of the mistakes. I just start writing.
Just write. Right.
And see, that brings clarity to your mind too. So it's so beneficial when you think on paper.
Yeah.
And your spirit within you does its job.
Yeah.
It does its job. How the inner you starts coming out, and you start believing in yourself. Because when you find your self-worth, you have good values. When you start doing the work and you find your core values, you find your self-worth knowing, hey, I can do that. Hey, I am worthy. Hey, I do have a little bit of smarts. Hey, I do care about people. Hey, I can go out and do a little bit more for others. Hey, I can make money. I can work. I can accomplish something. I can read. But when you start developing your self-worth, then you start believing in yourself, because you've heard every lie you've ever told. Heard every lie you've ever told.
Yeah.
And it just sinks into your subconscious. And that's where our limiting beliefs come. Well, I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to make that much. I can't buy a house. I'm always going to be renting. Oh, I'll never buy a car. Oh, I'll never be able to. We get so consumed about I never said you were destined for greatness. And you just go by. And so when you find yourself self-worth, you start really reaffirming your values. Because you really can't appreciate life till you start appreciating life. You've got to know what life is, and so you got to value life, that life is important. You see that there is an expiration date on your life and on others. And so when you find your self-worth, you find your values, which forms your belief,
right?
Internally, subconsciously, mentally, and then physically. Then that forms your belief, but then it controls the way how you think. Your beliefs push the way how you think. And so, did you ever believe in Santa Claus?
I never did.
You never did?
Maybe for a little bit, but as far as I can remember, I always knew that mom and dad bought those presents.
Okay. Well, I did that with my kids, but when I was a kid, I believed in Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Hey, 6 years old or something.
Yeah.
So I would lay awake.
Wait.
And then I'd always be disheartened because I'd go out there and there was a half-eaten cookie, the gone milk, and there'd already be presents.
You're like, wait, I missed him.
How did I miss him? Well, he's really sneaky. But I would do things, and like even creating there from grandkids, allowing those beliefs to happen. But they lay awake thinking. Beliefs. Have you ever believed in somebody and then you thought about, hey, this is going to happen, then it didn't happen, it did happen. So you drive what you think about. And when you start thinking, it controls the way how you act out.
Yeah.
The way how you think. In one of the books I read, it says, all thinking comes from the heart. For whatsoever is in a man, in his heart, whatsoever is in a man is what comes out in the way how he acts. And so whatever we put in through our eyes or ears, that kind of forms what we think. And it goes into what we do, which that forms habits. Some habits are good. Some habits are not so good, which that's where a lot of our victories and our trauma come from,
Right.
is due to our habits. But then we get a chance those by being able to go back and look at them. Some of us don't want to analyze them because we go back to past trauma and we go back to our value. But what we're doing right now is going to show up in our future. So your future comes next. So if you want a better future, what do? You got to start planting good things today. If you want that future, keep doing what you do. Yeah. So one of my friends, Myron Golden. Have you ever heard of Myron Golden?
No.
Oh, man. Myron, lives in Florida. I've heard him say so. You need to check him out, Myron Golden.
Yeah.
Good guy. Had polio as a kid.
Oh.
He's probably a little bit older. Solid guy. He says, you've got pennies in your pocket. You're barely making it. You're going from paycheck to paycheck. And you got a TV in your house and you're watching TV.
Yeah. You're chunky.
What are you doing? That's why so you're spending your best time you got. So you go work your 9 to 5, but you're giving your creativity. And I was thinking this when I heard him say that back here a couple of years ago. I think we watch a television. We're listening to a box that other people have created that are making money, and they're telling you a vision.
Right.
Everything you need is inside of you.
Yeah.
The spirit that lives within you will tell you the vision where you need to go. And you need to do your own work. So then we switch the channel. They're going to channel all these messages to you through a television. So when you go click, 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 you're getting all these different messages. Yeah. And you wonder why you're confused.
Right.
We wonder why we're confused because we can in all these.
We're
taking all these other visions. And they're being channeled to us.
And those visions aren't trying to make us better. They're not.
So you compare your life to the hot babe or the hot dude or more talented person. They got the perfect body. They got it all going on, or they're breaking up with so-and-so. None of that matters. And so we end up living our life through somebody else's vision.
Yeah.
Now I tell you, hey, are you let that dude influence you in a good way or bad way? Well, no, I'm not going to do that. But you listen to him on TV just because he has a different face just because he's driving a make-believe car that isn't even his. You think it's his.
Yeah.
I mean, or you're living somebody else's script. You were designed for so much more greater than that. But yet we're going to let somebody else define you. Now you come out and tell me, hey, you're living somebody else's life. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm living my own life. I'm my own, man.
I make my own decisions.
Yeah, I've got my own smoke, man. I'm it, man. I'm it. I do this and that. But yet you go plop down. No, I'm not saying I'm against TV, okay?
Right.
I like watching a good show, too.
Absolutely.
Right? But am I managing my time, or is my time managing me? Am I enslaved to time?
Yeah.
Or is it the value that I bring into the time? Let my wife sit and I there for 30, 45 minutes a night, maybe even an hour or two.
Yeah.
But it's structured, and it's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for quality time. Am I on my phone sometimes doing it working?
Yeah.
Yeah, but am I spending time with my wife? Well, my things have changed a little bit. My priorities changed.
For sure.
I guarantee you, I wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning thinking a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, and one last key, because I think our time not only is the gratitude journal good, but I finish my day before I ever leave the house. So we're talking about, how you were talking about, you were the only sailor on your ship, I think it's worth finishing your day where you leave, else you're going to get blown about when the wind comes up and you won't know how to correct it. We all get blown by the wind in life, right? Something bad happens, an unexpected bill comes in, job change, somebody ends up coming and causing drama. But once you finish your day and you've already got your destination, like my goal is to get back home, but I've got to do this and this and this and be a good planner.
Yeah.
And can you always get off the plan? Sure you can. But finish your day before you go. So one of my other things, actually, I took my wife's lipstick a long time ago, and I've got a big mirror. I took her lipstick. She stopped that, and now she gave me colored markers. But I would put, what would a wise man do today? I put my mirror, so when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm thinking, what would a wise man do today?
Yeah.
Just think about that. What would a wise man do today? Just like when you got up this morning, we had this plan. We had this plan to go, and then we had to solidify it a little bit. Yeah. But we knew this was coming. We planned it. Yeah. We just didn't pop your like. I didn't show up in the car like, how did I get here? How did I get here?
Hey, you want to do a podcast?
No, we thought about your group here. And then so we both thought about some things to bring up today.
Yeah.
So I thought about your group, for your love for people, and for people. What would a wise man do today? Well, would he show up or not? Am I going to show up and deliver? The man's counting on me. I gave him my word. Am I going to try to be on time? Yeah. I'm going to be a couple minutes, or am I going to be ready to go? Or am I good? So many people are, oh, this drives me nuts. Can I share this?
Yeah, please.
So I've worked with thousands of people. Thousands of people work with me. And it's never ceases to amaze me. But let's just say work starts at 8. They show up like at 3 till, getting ready to go to work. Getting ready. I mean, they aren't ready. They want to come in and start coffee, eat a burrito, read the paper, use the bathroom, take care of all that stuff. It's like,
wait,
excuse me, there's an exchange of time. I'm buying time, but yet you want me to pay you, yet you want more money.
Right.
You want more money from me, but the value you're bringing to that time. And now all the people I've got working for me aren't like this, because we,
obviously,
but that's one of the key things change. And normally those people, if we haven't worked through that in preliminary, they won't make it even to show up every day, because we just, invite people on the bus, but then invite them off really, really fast, when they're like, but it just amazes me how people just expect you to rejoice that they just showed up, especially with our workforce today. They want you to celebrate, hey, they showed up. You don't give a golfer's clap, as they go around and be social butterfly. And then it's 15 to 9 before they're even to work. Then it's break time. They're on time for break time. They're watching it. They spend 5 minutes watching the clock, getting ready for break time. Then they extend that time. Then they go hide in the bathroom texting. And I know this is hidden,
Yeah, it's hidden.
Can you hear what I'm laying down?
Right.
And so then they want to get, let's just say 5. At 4:30, bro, they're switching their shoes. They're shutting down, getting ready to leave. And then at 5 till 5, they're already driving out the parking lot. But yet, boy, you short 10 minutes on their paycheck, boy, they're going to be stomping around saying, hey, wait, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
You to rip off your employer, and you can say, well, I'm not a thief. Oh, I'm not calling you that, but you've kind of called yourself one by the way how you're labeling yourself.
Yeah.
Are you willing to exceed expectations? Are you willing to have a great attitude?
Yeah.
And I would challenge you today, if you're miserable in your job, why would you want to continue doing time for that?
Right.
Maybe, we've got a neat thing called it. So we have a personality profile.
Assessments.
Assessments are key. And actually, I think over the next few years, we're probably going to see a major transition.
Improvement of
assessments.
Yeah.
Because, I'm geared a certain way. I want me looking at your numbers and being an accountant for you. Oh, dude, I'd be the one driving away at 5 till. I'd be the one not showing up. I'd be the one causing drama in the workplace. I've got a whole deal done on the 3 R's: resentment, revenge, and it just slipped me. Regret.
The big R.
Yeah. But it's important that for HR, when we go to really truly put people to work, that's a very important place. We take on a sense of responsibility for trying to help people. In exchange, we want to pay them, but in exchange, we need to get value out of that. And so many people think, well, I'm getting paid $30 an hour. I should be getting paid $50. No, the company should be doubling down or tripling down on you, because you have to make more money than we're paying you in order to keep you with the job and put up with all your junk.
Yeah.
But so many HR people, they'll bring in a person on staff to fill a hole. Then they go through the insurance process of vetting them, getting the physical done, getting them specialized training for whatever field, whether it's oil field or office, accounting, whatever. And then the person quits to go chase another $2.
Right.
What would it look like if we could, matter of fact, anybody, if you need this, get a hold of Angel. We'll get you a key code. We'll do you a free assessment.
Awesome.
That there's like a $30 value just in that. And then the debrief is where it really counts. And I'd be willing to do a 15-minute debrief, either in person or on Zoom. If you want to come to my office or meet me here at Angel's place, we'll do a quick debrief with you.
Wow.
So, and it goes back to exceeding expectations, right?
Right.
If we can value the people and make them better, then, I'm more than just talking about it. We need to do it.
Yeah.
So
love it.
But
love it.
If we could help somebody get better for a job, I mean, so many people, they think they know what their strengths are, but you're a miserable human being on the other side. Who, one of the questions I had to ask myself, what I've had to ask myself is, what's it like to be on the other side of me? Now, I think I can answer that like, yeah, I'm a pretty good person. But when you go ask your staff that, you see their faces like, what's it like to be on the
Yeah.
side of you? So with your coworkers here, I go out there and ask them, say, hey, what's it like to be on the other side of Angel? Would I be surprised or, you know? So are we wearing a mask or not? Are we being truthful? You say you're a truthful person. You're saying you're honest, but
100% of the time.
Yeah. So, boy, we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But back to the event, man, if you want to come to the event, wonderful, September 19th and 20th. I appreciate the value that we've covered we've covered Star Wars, we've covered Scream. Yes, ice cream. We both love ice cream. We've covered health, we've covered breathing.
They have ice cream in space.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we've covered all.
I had an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
You know, they appreciate it so much. Dan. It's just the beginning, man. Just the beginning. We only and a lot of this, and I'm really looking forward to the conference, man. So, guys, look, Dan is being extremely generous here and wanting to help.
Yeah,
that's what it is. He's wanting to give and wanting to help. So
make people better.
That's what it's about.
Make people better. It's up to them to accept it.
Right.
You know, if you were overboard drowning and there's a boat coming and a guy has his hand out trying to pull you in the boat, are you going to care? Are you going to care what color that hand is?
Right.
Right. I mean, you're drowning. You're drowning in debt. You're drowning emotionally. You're drowning in your piss poor habits. You're drowning in your past. You're in bondage. You're about ready to die. You're about ready to give up. There's no hope. Nobody's come to save you. And all of a sudden, you're crying out for a little piece of light. There's a light with a boat and somebody has their hand out for you.
You grabbing it?
You'll be surprised how many people won't. They're stuck. They're stuck. They
yeah.
And then they're going to complain where they end up.
Right.
Your destiny is at hand.
And here's an opportunity.
Yeah.
Take it. Contact us.
Call Angel. Call him. Come on, stop by his office.
Just come on by.
Yep.
I'm always here.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Well, maybe you need to stop being here so much.
Yeah, I think so. I think
work smarter instead of harder.
Let me tell you this story. A few years back, I was playing, I used to play golf way back in the day, but then I didn't for years. Then I picked it back up. And went on this golf course. I'm with the brother-in-law, and there's 4 carts right behind us, and they're zooming. There's a whole crew of them. And we're like, let them pass. So because we're players, right? So let them pass. So it turns out that there's this older gentleman. He must have been in his 80s. Had to have been. He was wearing this big hat, and then you could see the different, age levels, right? There's slightly younger, but still maybe in 60s or something. And then there's, maybe the 40s, and then there's some young bucks, right? Some rookies. And so looks like they're at some like corporate, team building deal or something. Okay. When we let them pass, the old man gets up and he's having trouble putting the tee to the ball, the tee, right? And I just call out, you find the first one, and for sure you'll find the second. Well, he turned around, he started laughing. Right? So then hit a shot, and he came up and he started chatting me away, just talking to me about what it is, who am I, what do I do? And then I shared the story. This is actually the first time I've played golf in like 15 years.
Wow.
And he looked at me. He says, son, you need to rearrange your life. Yeah. He said, you need to rethink how you work. And if this is the first time in 15 years that you've come out to do something that you like to do, there's something wrong with it.
That's deep.
And that has stuck with me. It's the little things.
The little things that matter. Especially if you enjoy doing some of those things.
Yeah.
Because golf's not a lazy man's deal. You got to walk and walk. Yeah. Brother, in fact, I can throw the ball further. I can drive the golf cart and be all crazy, But yeah, you got to do those things. It's okay to celebrate.
Yeah, it is.
How long has it been since your listeners have had a celebration to celebrate? Maybe it's because you haven't done anything worth celebrating, but you can.
Or you don't feel you're worthy of
gratitude. Gratitude will change that. Gratitude.
Yeah. Wow. Gratitude. Well, Dan, it's been an amazing conversation. Lots of golden nuggets here. And looking forward to the next one.
I'm reminded of a book. Boy, this just keeps going on.
Let's go.
I need to make 2 podcasts. There was this guy, and it's this book called 3 Feet from Gold. Have you heard of it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. There was this guy by Darby. Can't remember his name, his first name and stuff. But he'd been doing some type of trade. All of a sudden he got amped up, going to Colorado to go pan for gold. And so, yeah, I guess, he didn't do anything. He just kind of just showed up one day. Hey, I'm here. Hey, I've arrived. Everybody's celebrating.
You know where the gold is?
Well, yeah. So I guess he went out and he did some prospecting. Well, lo and behold, he found some gold. And I don't know if he was doing it in a river, if he was digging. I can't remember all the story. But he found some gold. He dug a little bit more, found a pretty good vein, kept it kind of quiet, went and found out, got the checked, found it was good gold. Went and dug a little bit more, found some more gold. Went back to his family and said, hey, got a gold strike here. Got his family involved. And I'd have to reread the book. It's probably been about 15 years since I've read it. But found out that, he got his family involved in it. And so they were making investments. They went to the banks and they leveraged it. Next thing you know, boy, they're up and operational. I don't know if it was a couple of years, 5 years, whatever, but they're killing it. I mean, they're in the ground, they're digging the gold, selling the gold, they're buying more stuff, they're getting into more debt until one day comes and it all plays out. And, so many times we get started in our life and things get to going good, but we forget to do the preparation for what's up around the corner the next time. We just go, go, go. Hey, man, I'm being instead of a human being. We forget the being part. Or we're getting all this having stuff we want to have, and we're doing more, but we forget to become. So that day comes where the gold plays out. So they dig a little bit more. I mean, they're in the tunnel. They're digging. Well, shoot, they dig nothing. They dig 40 foot, nothing. Oh man, we're in debt up to our eyeballs. Well, I mean, we're broke. We're broke, don't have any income coming in. We've got all these bills going out. We owe it all to the bank. Little bit by little bit, all the banks started calling their notes.
Yeah.
Till they got down to where they didn't have anything. Whole families broke. And just the weight of the responsibility of pulling all your family in and so they lost it all. As they were cleaning up the ground, the junk man came. And the junk man goes, hey, what are you guys selling this land for? Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Pennies on the dollar. Whatever they had in it, that they sold all the junk. They sold, just to be done with it, to go away, to get involved into their trade. So many times we run away. Right when it gets tough, we run away because we haven't done the daily disciplines. You haven't done the work to get the legs, because so many people, myself included, I had short legs. As soon as I would get scared or I'd run away. I'd just run away. I had a habit of running away from since I was 28, running from the law, running from responsibility, running from the IRS, running from child support, running from stupid. If it sounds stupid, it probably is. I just run away. Anyway, so they sold it to the junk guy. Well, after a while, the junk guy gets all cleaned up and he starts to thinking, man, I've kind of always wanted gold. I've got a little bit of money. I'm going to go make an investment. I'm going to go invest in myself. Have you heard it before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go. You can probably tell the story better than me.
No. Please.
So he makes an investment. He hires a firm or an engineer to come out and look at it. So they go on in through the tunnel. The guy looks around. I don't know if it was for a week or for a couple of days. Guy comes back, sets up a meeting with the new guy and says, hey, instead of digging that way, dig right there. 3 feet. 3 feet.
Wow.
Biggest gold strike there in Colorado.
Wow. Yeah.
3 feet.
3 feet from gold.
Digging gold. Didn't know how to course correct, just like we were talking about our sales, navigating. My word. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So the good thing about these guys, the Darbys, they went out and used that experience to form one of the biggest insurance companies.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
At least they failed forward.
Right.
They gloom and doom and become captivated, and then their whole generational wealth and their whole family goes there. They actually took their failure, took their trauma, and did something with it. Acknowledged it. Hey, we screwed up. What are we going to do now? But use that to leverage their future into the future.
And that's the beautiful part of it. They're not from scratch. They're starting from
experience.
Yeah.
Experience.
Even if it's a failure.
And if it's a bad experience, that's still an experience.
It's an experience that you can learn and launch from.
Yeah. Boy, this has been a podcast that keeps on going.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to have you back, Dan.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely pleasure. Always. And send them in. Let's go. Hope we're going to see y'all September 19th to 20th at Focus from here to there.
And they just need to contact you if they want to go.
Just hit me up. I'll get you in and we'll get you in. All right, people.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the freedom to be able to speak. For those of you that may be of faith or no faith, It's okay. It's right where you are. You're where you are. You do have worth, regardless what the world or people around you, family or whatever say about wherever you are, mentally, spiritually, physically. I appreciate you right where you're sitting, right where you're listening at, whatever type of condition you're in, broke, homeless, whatever. I believe in you and I value you. Get a hold of us. Thanks.
Awesome.